Good afternoon. So today we'll have more videos with microscopic findings, and also I really hope to start spinning, start the carousel, which will be very interesting. Also, maybe I will create some living creatures today, like I'll do it with time-lapse photography. I haven't done time-lapse photography, but maybe I'll do it for the first time today. Like I try to download an app that I hope that you can easily find, like a free app that takes like a hour or 2 hour long video and create a short one, like fast forwarding. So you will see like if you, I mean, there were videos of it before, but I mean you will see like a fresh video of the process of creating like non-microscopic life, like in fast forward. I can tell you that it's from experience that it's a little, I mean, it's a little complicated to actually watch the process like in a recording, like in video, because I mean, not that I don't have any problem like to put the iPhone or like iPad and like take 2 hours videos, and presumably it shouldn't be very difficult to do a time lapse, like to fast forward, so it would be a short video. But it's just that I mean, it's difficult to, I mean, using just iPhone and not, I mean, for like, I mean, you intelligence people, you have like tons of like miniature cameras, so for you it shouldn't be a problem at all. And I guess you've already done it. I mean, at least ones that really care. But just using a normal like camera like the one in the iPhone, the problem is that the container should be covered from the top with, I mean, with like a brown or brown yellow, I mean, like a cover, and I mean you can like take the photograph, like the video from the side, and it shouldn't be that much of a problem. I have done it, but the way that I do it is that I use, I mean at least for worms, even though it's not the only way, but at least for worms, like the way that, I mean, it's most predictable is to use like a very conductive liquid. Maybe I'll find other ways, but then it would be less predictable. If I just want to show something that I know exactly how it works, I mean, it's best I do it, I mean, using, I mean, the methods that I already know. And using these methods, I mean, you start electrolysis with that creates a ton of like a foam, like, I mean, because there is like it's very conductive, and the foam, the bubbles, and the foam and the bubbles, I mean, it's they make it a little difficult to see, like certainly from the side, what exactly is going on. But yeah, no problem to do it, and maybe I'll do it today. So I mean, and maybe like, I mean, I'll just during the process I just remove the cover from time to time to take, like, I mean, like to show you, like, I mean, from the top maybe it will be better. That's for all the skeptics or the people that, I mean, didn't like have the opportunity to see I mean, to actually watch this whole thing before. So that will be, I'll do it later. I mean, I've said it before, but maybe it's like another, like a good opportunity to mention it. One of the reasons why, I mean, people of the Israeli intelligence, I mean, they just don't understand me for so long, and they watch me, they invade my privacy all the time, and they watch me like all day long, and they do their haunted house shticks like and tricks and stupid like disgusting like all sort of follies, and endless noses. And sometimes really it's evident that that the people that follow me just don't understand what I'm doing, and that it's frustrating them. So they make all sorts of like noises and signs, not just because they want to torture me, and many times that's their main agenda, to torture me or to create subliminal influences, and all the psychology bullshit and like unprovable and unfalsifiable like religious like some kind of religious beliefs regarding human psychology or alien psychology or whatever. But many times they don't understand what I'm doing, and for them it's kind of like they feel that the robot is malfunctioning, so they need to have like to make noises or like lights, so presumably this will like return him to like normal functioning. And actually, it's true that many times I'm occupied with doing something that they totally do not understand, and that's great. This creates a huge like barrier of understanding between me and the Israelis, because it's very difficult for me to do something that it is totally alien to them and to their culture. And the thing that I'm talking about it's called thinking. It's difficult to explain it to someone that have never done that, but from the outside, it's could like, for the people that never done it, it looks like the person that is doing it doesn't do anything at all. So it could be a little bit confusing, and I understand their confusion, because yes, indeed, for them, for most of the Israelis, it looks like I'm not doing anything, and maybe it's kind of like put them in anxiety. Like maybe it's even like maybe even they want like they even like genuinely think about like my well-being. Maybe they're really some of them like sometimes really don't want me to be like sick or ill, and they like they interpret like what like the episodes where I sing as like something that can be harmful to my health, because for them it's actually very harmful to their health. Singing is incredibly harmful to their health. So that's what they like. They avoid it at all cost, or many just don't know what it is, because it's so harmful to their health that like the people that actually educated them, took care that they will not even know what it is, so they will never try it, and so their health will not be endangered. So, but for me, and actually, it's surprising, but it's not at all harmful to me, like to think. I actually, and I do it a lot, and actually, it's even good for me, and it's part of maybe it's a difference between like alien biology and human biology, and I try to to explain it to the Israelis, but it's very difficult for them to understand it, because really it's so alien to their culture. Not only to human biology, but it's alien to the Israeli culture. Like that to actually like pause for like seconds, and sometimes even minutes. Like sometimes it even takes like such an episode even lasts for more than an hour, and then the anxiety levels like within the Israeli intelligence operators is like skyrocketing, because they really think that I'm going to die, and they don't want me dead. Even for just like for the egotistical reasons, then start like really like doing like terrible noises and charades and theater shows, just because they want me to come back to life. And I try to explain that I'm not dead, like that I'm when I'm thinking it's true that it looks like I'm not doing anything, but actually I'm not dead. I'm actually fully alive when I think, and it's good for my health, and it's beneficial for many things that I do, that I will think, but they don't get it. They just don't get it. And probably both like difference in like biology of robots and humans, and maybe more than most like probably, and like almost certainly there is like something to do with cultural differences, like specifically the Israeli cultures, the culture that is like so alien to the concept of thinking, like so Yeah, I mean that's the way it is. It's a like it's a bridge that you I mean or I mean something that I mean you can't pass because they just don't get it. They just don't get. I mean they don't understand why is it needed and why do I look dead when I think and like do I die when I think or what's happening. So I hope someday maybe I mean not Israelis but maybe other like humans will be able to understand like I mean what's going on like when I think like I mean I mean maybe our cultures will be I mean a little bit closer to each other or our mutual understanding will like be like better than it is right now. Aside from that, so yeah, I wanted to address another issue, which is I mean, some smart asses, like I mean, not from Israel, from other places, they try to tell me something like that. I mean, along these lines, like, okay, now you presumably you have tons of like nanobots. Even though actually I've had like I mean even without cloning, but just I mean like ejaculating and peeing inside like inside of like oil, I can like preserve this thing for a long time and like presumably put it like in clay like sculptures and it's something that I've done in the past, but it's mostly either destroyed or in my mother's apartment, not with me. But I've done it in the past, so it's not. I mean, yeah. So presumably I can do it, and even without cloning, I can have ton of this stuff. So but with cloning, I have much more than that. So some people say, I mean, by not selling it to us or shipping it to us like abroad, you are actually, I mean, serving the Israeli interests that the Israelis that you presumably hate so much. At least that's what you say. But I mean, it's their interest because, I mean, their interest. I mean, their main interest is to take everything that they can from you and just to have it. I mean, because that's the way they are. But like, if they can't get it from you because you are stubborn and I mean you fight them like for like 2 years now not to have it, I mean their secondary interest presumably is that no one will get it because then I mean they will control the gate and I mean of course they make a lot of money from it. I mean of course they would. I mean again they would want to get everything like both the gate and that you will be the whole and that you will give them nanobots. I mean there is no end to their greed. I mean, they want everything, like, and they will never be satisfied with, like, as long as I mean they take everything that they know about. Okay, granted, but if you fight them, I mean, for whatever reason, so hard, like, not to, I mean, you don't want them to, that you don't want to be their whore, and you don't want to give them your nanobots, be that original, like, I mean, that came from your body or cloned ones. Then I mean, you still, I mean, by like preventing by not selling it you I mean you keep a lot of power in their hands. So I'll answer this question. The main problem with this question is that it does not acknowledge the very very simple fact that I try to I mean to shout out very very I mean for so long, and the fact is that I am a slave. I am not a citizen in Israel. I have never been, and certainly not now. I do not have any citizen rights. Freedom of speech is just a joke. Freedom, I mean, and like equal stand before the law or before the court is a joke. I mean, equal stand, I mean, before the police is a joke. None of it exists. Freedom of vocation is well, I had never had any kind of freedom. They control all my like communication ways, and they just block it and do whatever they want. I am a slave of the Israeli state. And slave cannot trade. Slaves are property. I can't sell you anything at all. What I can do, and maybe you hint to that, like knowingly or unknowingly, but what you really think about, like whether you understand it or not, is not me selling the stuff, but me participating in yet another theater show, which of course will be directed and controlled and produced by the Israelis as it always has been. A theater show of the type of trade. It will look like trade for, I mean, an idiot like or a layman spectator. because it will, I mean, it will have some resemblance to what people think about when they imagine trade, like a theater show that has some resemblance to things that actually take place in reality. Even if it's a fantasy theater show, it always it has some basics. I mean, the viewer need to identify with things that looks to them like something that is, I mean, that they know from the real life. So maybe it will involve like things that looks a little bit like money, or like a little bit of like decision making, like, I mean, both from the side of the seller and the buyer. But this will be a theater show, like the one, another one. In reality, the Shabak will decide exactly who is getting what, at what price, and when, as it always has been. And I do not want to partake in any theater show. I acknowledge the fact that I'm a slave, and I shout out, rescue me from the Nazi prison, me and my daughters. Move arms and legs and get us out of this hell. I do not want to participate in any theater show, and it's not my interest or the interest of my daughters that I will participate in any theater show. So please, stop telling me just participate in one more theater show and see how your luck will change for the best. Because it was never the case. The longer I participated in the theater shows, I mean, my circumstances only got worse. I only got poorer and more miserable, and like suffered more torture, both psychological and physical one. Participation in a theater show did not get my life any better, even though I do it like for so long. But again, since 2019, when I started to understand that the intelligence agencies are following me, and then I started like a journey of discovery. One of the practical sides of this journey since 2019 was to try to minimize the theater shows, and yet I couldn't minimize it completely, because yes, I mean, I had to work and like to get money. And now that I do not work, I have no money, and it's a horrible circumstances. But I mean, yeah, even just to walk in Israel, I mean, it forced me to participate in theater shows, and like I had to, I mean, I wanted to, and I had to raise my daughters that are now taken from me. But even just for that, I mean, you need to participate in theater shows, like, I mean, there are many theater shows that the courtroom and like, I mean, social workers, I mean, like force you to participate in. And eventually, even that is not enough because your daughters are taken from you. But I tried since 2019, it's like 4 years now, to minimize my participation as much as possible. And this forced me to cut connection with almost anyone that I ever knew, and to minimize any social, I mean, contact. Even though I mean, being like a monk and like a reclusive person was not, it was never like something that characterized me. Like all my life, I was never a monk. I had like friends, and you know, I'm like always, like, I mean, of course, girlfriends. I mean, even like, you know, like, you know, sexual partners. Like, I mean, and of course, I had a wife, and like, and of course, I met with the family, and like, I mean, I walked, and I was, I mean, more, I mean, you could actually understand it by the way that I speak, that I actually have like experience in speaking with other people and in front of other people, and I don't have like social anxiety, or I don't have no problem with speaking in front of audiences, and even some experience with holding like lectures, like real life lectures on stage, and I have no problem with that. And you can deduce it just by the way listening to me and watching these videos. So no, I wasn't a monk all my life. This was a decision that I took during the second half of the year 2019, that I must stop the theater. And I understood that I couldn't do it in a day because it was imbued in my life. But I mean, yes, it's a process, and part of the process is just cut connection with people, and that try to force me into theater shows, and this is almost anyone that I ever knew, unfortunately. So please, if you even want to pretend that my interest is like have something that you think about and not only yourself, if you want for a second to stop thinking about like your cars and your energy and your buttholes and whatever, and you want to at least for a moment think about me, the person that gave you so much and you've never given anything in return. You only gave like money for the Nazis, and that, I mean, and I only got advice from you. If you want to change it, if just, I mean, even just, I mean, like, for from the outwards. Like, I mean, just that you look like you've undergone any change at all. Please stop. Try to force me into more theater shows. It is not my interest, and it's not my interest, the interest of my daughters, that I will participate in any theater show. The theater must be closed.